Hi, this is showing you with another review. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to be discussing the 2016 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Which of course just happened yesterday, so this is Black Friday 2016 that I'm doing this video. And this is also, of course, is a big year for the parade because it's the 90th anniversary, or the 90th running of the parade. The only times that it didn't run was during World War II. But for the parade itself, it was not a bad parade. It aired on NBC, which of course been broadcasting the parade since time immemorial, and also aired on CBS, which for the past 15-20 years has been showing the parade, but from either Times Square, when the parade used to go through Times Square, to its current location on 6th Avenue for CBS. Well, CBS used to show the parade from Detroit and parade from other cities, but Channel 2 CBS decided again to showing the Macy's parade here in New York, which is silly. And they should show a parade for somewhere else. Because NBC owns the franchise to broadcast the Macy's parade. Anyway, like I said, this is the 90th anniversary of it. And for the parade itself, it was not a bad parade this year. Of course, there's one nitpick, and of course, not only one nitpick that I have, but also one particular incident that everybody is focusing on, which I want to get into in a minute. Of course, the Macy's parade was on NBC. I'm talking about the NBC version. And was hosted by, of course, the Today Show, Matt Lauer, Savannah Guthrie, and Al Roker. Of course, it also had, of course, the Muppets. You had Story of the Parade, which I thought was a very, very good bit, because last year, 2015 parade, which they also reviewed last year's parade, they did the Broadway show On Your Feet, which is the story of Gloria Estefan, and they did an opening performance which kicked off the NBC's parade coverage last year. This year it was the Muppets, and they performed the song which was the opening of The Great Muppet Caper, which is actually this very second Muppet movie, which came out way back in 1982, and they used that as the beginning of the opening number of the parade coverage. And then they went to Howard Square, and they had the Electric Mayhem, which of course the Muppet Show band, performing the song Twist and Shout. And I thought that was a very, very good opening. It's a very, very cute bit for the kids. I liked it because I grew up with watching the original Muppet Show, so I thought it was great beginning and real cute bit. And of course, throughout the parade, of course, you had the various floats and balloons, and thankfully, the weather held up, because the original forecast for New York City for the parade yesterday was for spotty on and off showers for the whole day. It was cloudy and overcast, and you can see the whole parade on YouTube. It's up already. And of course, I want to talk about one thing about the parade coverage on YouTube. Verizon channel on YouTube co-sponsored the thing was called the Parade 360. It means they had various cameras all along the parade route, from Central Park to 6th Avenue and of course Macy's, and I think also another spot or two. And you could take focus on the camera on YouTube to get a 360 degree angle at any point that you can see on your computers, or possibly even your cell phones if you have internet access on your cell phones, to see the camera angle from any point of view, including of course at Macy's as well, at the store on 34th Street and Broadway side of the store. And you see the famous red sign there with Macy's Rose Loaded Store, and you can see all the various, and you can see what floats are coming, or what big character balloons. Well, for the big character balloons, there wasn't not between characters. So I remember maybe like 3 in particular new ones. There were like Felix the Cat. They brought back Felix the Cat, and it was like one of the original cartoon cats. and they brought that back because that was the first character balloon back in 1927 when they brought in the character balloons. That was the first one that came down Broadway on the Macy's parade. Then, but unfortunately, technically that balloon was supposed to start off this year's parade, the 2016 parade. Meanwhile, it didn't. But the other new balloon did, and that was the Charlie Brown balloon. Now, previously they had one before for a few years, for about like 3-4 years in a row. But it was Charlie Brown with the football, chasing the football. They had the football in front of Charlie Brown with him running, go kick it. But unfortunately, they took the balloon out for some reason. I don't know why. There was nothing wrong with the balloon. As far as I know, there was nothing wrong with the balloon. But they redesigned it, and now this time it's Charlie Brown holding the infamous kite. They're trying to fly this kite. The other new balloon they have for this year for the 2016 parade was Trolls. And of course, I believe in Macy's is supposed to be selling the Trolls as the holiday plush or stuffed animal. I hate the word plush. I mean stuffed animal. Technically, Trolls are not animals, but they're supposed to sell that this year during the holiday season. That, along with the Aflac Duck. Once again, the Aflac Duck, which has been there every year since 2011. Like the 5th year, not even Snoopy they have for 5 years in a row. Well, the Aflac Duck is supposed to support the for children's cancer or some kind of children's charity. So that's why they bring back the duck, and the sale for that goes to their some kind of children's charity. But as the parade itself, it wasn't a bad parade. I mean, the performances were good. The floats were terrific as usual. And of course, like I said earlier, the Muppets started it off. But the thing that ticked me off and has been bothering me for the last almost 20 years now, since 1998, since Will Scott stopped hosting the parade, because he hosted for like 11 years in a row, from 1997. From 1987 to 1997, he hosted the parade, and when he hosted it, he never did that shit. Since Matt Lauer's been doing it since 1998 up to now, almost 20 years now, which annoys the hell out of me and annoys the hell out of a lot of people. That is, of course, the fact that during the first hour, in between the acts, they have those few acts they have in the first hour at Howard Square. Because they have to kill, because the actual physical parade itself is only like 2 hours long. But on TV, it's 3 hours long. And the reason why is because it takes about approximately an hour for the parade to go from 77th Street and Central Park West, march down, it was originally supposed to come down Broadway, the original route, but now it's 6th Avenue because of the stupid pedestrian plazas. It was in Times Square and in Howard Square. So fuck you, Bloomberg, and fuck you, Bill de Blasio, to keep the stupid pedestrian plazas there. Anyway, that it comes down from the 6th Avenue, and it takes them about approximately an hour to go from the 3.5 miles. It takes them an hour to march 3.5 miles to go from West 77th Street to Central Park to Howard Square. So to kill time, they have these Broadway shows, and in between the shows, since Matt Lauer has been hosting the parade, they have just about everybody who was on an NBC show interview. Now this time wasn't on that much, maybe 3 or 4 shows, but even that is too much. Even one show is too much, in my opinion. Of course, back in the days when I used to watch as a kid, I used to have people who are on NBC shows either physically performing, or be in the parade somehow. And one of them used to perform for a couple of years in a row. It was the beautiful actress Stephanie Kramer, who was on the TV show Hunter. A couple of times she co-hosted the parade, I think like twice, and she performed the song at 77. She performed something. At least she did something. She wasn't just there just for her looks or just because she was on an NBC show, which kind of helps. But she also performed because she's an accomplished singer. So because of that, her singing talent that she has, she performed a couple of songs. and the parades. A couple of times that she was hosting it. And I happened to find a 1983 parade on YouTube, and she performed in that show. And Hunter wasn't even on television show at that time, because Hunter didn't come on TV till like a year later. And you see him on the show. I mean, it was surprising because it was so long. It was over 33 years ago. But it just bothers me that I have people who are NBC shows interviewed by Al Roker to hype their shows on TV on the NBC network. Of course, one of the shows they have been hyping is the live Broadway show. Broadway shows that the NBC has been doing for the last couple of years, because Sound of Music was a big hit, and then they had Peter Pan. Last year they had The Wiz. Now this year they're going to have Hairspray. I mean, it's getting worse. I mean, the Broadway shows that are picking are getting worse and worse and worse. And not getting better. Instead of picking out the Rodgers and Hammerstein show, which they should have done, or picking Phantom of the Opera and still on Broadway. But they should be picking a show that's on, that's not on anymore. It hasn't been on for Broadway in years, or maybe like Chorus Line. Have that on NBC instead of a stupid pro-gay thing like Hairspray is. That's my opinion. So they hyped that show. But of course, that's my one nitpick. The thing that, of course, want to make a stink over, one infamous incident that everybody's talking about. Well, they have a classic singer, Tony Bennett, who of course turned 90 years old this year, so he's born the year the parade first started, 90 years ago. So what they did was they had him before with Miss Piggy on one of the floats. And I think they were performing Santa Claus is Coming to Town. What happened was Tony Bennett almost fell off the float. And what happened was he just standing there, he's holding a microphone, and he didn't expect, he probably expected to sing the whole song in front of Macy's without the float moving. Unfortunately, about halfway or 3/4 of the way through the song, the float began to move. Because naturally they gotta keep the parade moving, so it would end exactly at 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock Eastern time. So the float began to move, and he jerked, and he almost fell. And Miss Piggy, and at least the puppeteer who was working with Miss Piggy, somehow timed it right and grabbed him. Or the puppeteer saw what was going on. And Tony Bennett was falling, and used moved Miss Piggy a certain way, so it looks like Miss Piggy was grabbing him. And that helps here. And that of course the incident that everybody's talking about on YouTube, on Facebook, and on social media. So, but as the parade, except for the one little glitch, the parade went off without much incident. I know there was a terrorist threat on the parade that never happened. Thankfully, it never happened. For the good work of the NYPD, no incidents happened. And it was a very good parade, a very enjoyable parade this year. Most of the parades are usually pretty tedious, especially with Matt Lauer hosting it. It had been tedious for a long time. This year wasn't that tedious, except for the beginning, like I said earlier, with the NBC shows, or the actors on NBC shows being interviewed. But of course, one of the big acts they had was Cats, one of the Broadway shows that performed at the parade this year. So that's my review of the 2016 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Please click on the video, please rate it. Feel free to comment on it, please subscribe to my channel, and please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. You can catch all of my videos not only on my YouTube channel, but at rallyc.com, that's all WDY, and LC.com. There's a homepage to the Rally Reviewer. Christy Moore, please check out all of his videos not only on his website, check out all of his content as well, not just his TV trash videos. And one more thing, I wish to dedicate this video to Florence Henderson, who played Mrs. Carol Brady on the Brady Bunch for 5 years. She had just died last night at the age of 82. God bless her. May she rest in peace. And I'm dedicating this video to the memory of Florence Henderson. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.